Option one would be to say, let's clear the fractions, and you need the least common denominator. I'll abbreviate that as LCD. This one's over a 1, even though it's not written. 6 and 7, by the way, that 1's not going to change anything. The least common multiple of 6 and 7, since their only common factor is 1, the least common multiple would be their products. That's not usually the case, but it is in this case. So I could multiply everything by 42. And then distribute before I do any reducing. Technically, the 42 is over a 1. So remember, the goal in this approach is to get rid of fractions. 6 goes into itself once and into 42 7 times. Now both of my denominators will be 1 and no longer need to be written. I still need to figure out what 7 times 5 is. 7 goes into itself once and into 42 6 times. 6 times 1 is still 6. And now all my denominators would be 1. Subtract 35 from both sides. And let's see, bring it up here. 42x equals, now 6 minus 35. Pretty sure that's a negative 29. Thinking for a moment to be extra sure here. It's definitely going to be negative because I'm subtracting smaller absolute value minus larger. Should be right. Okay. Divide both sides by 42 to finish this off. (29) is a prime number, so the only numbers that go into that are 1 in itself, and 29 does not go into 42, so we cannot reduce that. Now, first I'm going to write a check, and then I'll show you the second option. I can multiply top and bottom of that second fraction by 7. And the fraction on the right-hand side, top and bottom by 6. So we want to know if negative 29 plus 35, all that over 42, does that equal 6 over 42? And yes, negative 29 plus 35 would equal 6. They're all over 42, so this checks out. Now for our second option. Pause this while I erase. All right, all that erasing is done. Plus I had to respond to an email real quick. I'm back now. So I could have instead, for option 2, since we've already got a 1x, I could just combine like terms by subtracting 5 6 from both sides. And that's going to give us that x is equal to 1/7 minus 5/6. And I multiply top and bottom of the first one by 6, I'll get 640 seconds. Multiply the second one top and bottom by 7, and I'll get 35 seconds. 6 minus 35 would give us negative 29, still all over 42. So the same result. And we've already done a check. So now that we've seen two options, we're going to move on to our next one.